Hello there. Not much rain in the forecast for Europe over the next few days, but a bit of a north-south divide developing. And one of the reasons is this trail of cloud out in the Atlantic, which is a weather front, an elongated weather front that's going to introduce fresher air behind it. So it'll take its time, but that's going to be the story. It'll arrive into the UK during Tuesday. Ahead of it, dry, settled and sunny for many. Any showers will be fairly isolated, but they could be quite intense and thundery, as you'd expect at this time of year. But Turkey, Greece, up into the Balkans, along with Italy, a good deal of dry, sunny weather, despite the risk of a few showers. A few showers across the Alps as well. Not as hot as it has been through Spain and Portugal, but still very pleasant indeed. Plenty of sunshine until northern France, up into the Low Countries, across to Scandinavia, cooler than it's been here, and cloudy and rather breezy. And you can see by Wednesday that weather front will bring some rain into Norway, and some of that quite intense for a time. There also continues to be some sharp showers, particularly to higher ground through the Alps with the heat of the day. So that's going to be the story then over the next few days. The city forecast shows very little in the way of rain, a risk of a shower into Paris for the start of the weekend. It's dry, settled and pretty promising for many. And as we move across towards Eastern Europe, it's a similar story with wall-to-wall sunshine across Kiev and also Athens. Hello there. A west-east divide really across North America at the moment. Out to the east we will see some unsettled weather. You can see it quite clearly on the satellite picture. This is a series of weather fronts pushing its way out of the Central Plains towards the Great Lakes and trailing down as far as Tennessee. It will bring some heavy rain as well as it continues to sweep its way steadily eastwards during Monday. That's going to be affecting parts of Tennessee and Georgia as well. Now behind it we've got some heat through Texas, up across the Rockies and once again back into the Pacific Northwest. So British Columbia could see that heat building. We'll see temperatures into the high 20s, low 30s. Lots of dry, sunny, hot weather to go with it. And along that west coast, again, it's a settled picture. That stretches down into California, across parts of the Nevada desert as well, where the temperatures will continue to climb. And that's just going to exacerbate the wildfires that we've got in that area. So these are the city forecasts over the next couple of days. Temperatures in Seattle, low 30s, not out of the question. Quite warm across that east coast. Some fair weather cloud here, a scattering of showers we've already talked about through the Carolinas, affecting Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee as well. Some of these showers really could be quite intense, heavy, with rumbles of thunder and some hail mixed in there as well. So the story for the next few days then shows those showers easing away, but it's still pretty hot with it as well. Hello there. There is some rain in the forecast for South America, but the talking point will be the feel of the weather at the moment. Some pretty cold conditions, and it's anywhere sort of south of this band of cloud across the River Plate in particular that will be affected. But that cold air does extend a little bit further north and west. Still some heavy rain across the far northwest, some wet weather into Buenos Aires and also into the southern tip of Chile. But let's look at that in a little more detail. Really down through Colombia, Venezuela into Ecuador, we'll see some heavier rain. For Brazil, it's largely fine and quiet. Showers will be very isolated indeed. And then as we get towards Uruguay, down to the River Plate, that's where we've got some wet weather. But it's the temperatures. Look at this, only 12 degrees in Buenos Aires, and that cold weather extends its way a little bit further south. There'll be some rain into the southern tip of Chile. Eventually, conditions will start to improve. As you can see in Buenos Aires, we're seeing 17 degrees through the end of the week, but there will be some showers, which will bring a drop in temperatures once again. Mexico, Central America, a little more straightforward. It's a showery story, as you can see. Some of the showers quite heavy, quite widespread as well. As for the Caribbean, a scattering of showers, but so far it has been a pretty quiet hurricane season, and those showers are interspersed with lengthy spells of sunshine. That's how it's looking over the next few days. Fair weather cloud easing away. Kingston, Jamaica, highs at 33 degrees by the end of the week. Hello there. We've got a couple of typhoons at the moment through the Western Pacific, and we can see them quite clearly on the satellite picture. This is Cimarron, and just ahead of it is Sulik. Now you can quite clearly see the eye from this typhoon. It will continue to track in a northwesterly direction, perhaps weaken. It may not be typhoon status when it makes landfall, and it looks likely to just veer to the west of Japan, perhaps making landfall during Thursday across South Korea. One to keep an eye on. But ahead of that, on Tuesday, looks likely we'll see some showers across parts of central and southern China, into Vietnam and down into Thailand. Malaysia will see some intense heavy rainfall as well. Not too bad into Indonesia. This is the city forecast then for the next few days. A good deal of dry weather into Beijing as expected, with temperatures into the low 30s. Now for Australia, it's been pretty chilly in the southeast. In fact, temperatures on Monday morning starting off just below freezing, and by day on Tuesday they are struggling a little with around 11 to 15 degrees as a maximum. Some showers moving through the Tasman Sea, making their presence felt towards the islands of New Zealand, and it looks as though the South Island and the North Island will see some showers ahead of it as well. So the city forecast for the next 5 days shows a good deal of dry weather across Melbourne, showers for Sydney. Hello there. Still some very heavy rain to come, all tied into the monsoon, but the good news is that the severe weather that we've seen across Kerala looks likely to ease over the next couple of days, with the main emphasis of the wetter weather just moving that little bit further north. So if we take a look at the forecast in more detail, you can see that quite clearly across Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and maybe into parts of eastern Gujarat, but it really looks as though that northern central area seeing the heaviest of the rainfall, and Kerala seeing that rain easing. At the same time, we'll have some pretty rough seas as well across the Bay of Bengal and across the Arabian Sea. Now further north of that, across the Stans, it's largely fine and quiet. Into Kazakhstan, there will be a weather front here producing some cloud and some rain and a cooler feel, but further south it's fine, it's settled, and we're still likely to see those temperatures high 20s, low 30s. Here's the heaviest of the rain, as I say, perhaps eastern Gujarat across towards Madhya Pradesh. Now along that west coast there will be some showers, but nowhere near as relentless or as intense as the rain has been. Now, stretching up into northeastern states along the Himalayas, we'll see some sharp showers as well through the middle of the day. So we keep plenty of showers going, as Islamabad looks likely to stay dry, along with Colombo, and temperatures here at 30 degrees. Elsewhere, Tashkent has blue sky and sunshine, and again, those temperatures are likely to stay in the low 30s. Hello there. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for the Middle East in just a moment. But before, we'll have a look at what's happening across Africa. And the satellite picture picking up the shower cloud close to the equator, as we tend to get at this time of year. It's also picking up some cloud down across parts of South Africa, producing a little more cloud into Johannesburg and maybe the risk of a shower, but nothing particularly untoward. Across the Gulf of Guinea, over towards the Ivory coastline, that's where we'll see the heaviest of the rain over the next few days. Now to the north of that, it's hot, dry and sunny. 36 degrees expected into Cairo. So Cape Town really just staying fine and settled. Johannesburg will see a little more cloud towards the end of the week and a slightly cooler feel, but still staying dry. Khartoum, though, keeps that heat. Temperatures into the high 30s through the week, and lots of sunshine to go with it. Now, staying with that theme of hot, dry and sunny, although there is the potential for a localised shamal across the Middle East, and that could bring some lifted dust. Temperatures perhaps peaking into the high 40s yet again, as you can see quite clearly, but there will be a good deal of dry weather, showers really few and far between. It stays hot, settled and sunny, as you'd expect really at this time of year. We're not expecting any significant change over the next few days, and you can see in the city forecast it's fairly straightforward, with temperatures again mid to high 40s.